beginning the second part of my video, Zermatt video. To check the first part, it's in the link in the description below. Do check that out. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button and like this video, please. Come on, I know you can do it. Anyways, I did mention a lot about Zermatt and how I got there, so this video is going to be talking more about the mountains and everything. Super fun video. So yep, let's head on to the video. So this particular site over here is right up the mountains. I had to walk 300 stairs to reach up close to the mountain, and you see just snow, just nothing but snow. You can walk on it, but if it's on a sunny day and the snow starts melting, you would die because there's nothing in between. But it was a heavy snowfall, and you can see all the mountains up close to the Matterhorn. There are a couple of mountains that do reach the same height, and it was bone-chillingly cold. I couldn't smile as my lips were cracking, and someone just photobombed it, but this guy was super nice to take some photos of me. And from this pedestal, you can see directly at the Matterhorn, like eye to eye. I know it looks super far in this picture, but it is very close, up close. My hair is blowing, but it was very chilly and very snowy day. Since there was so much snow, people could actually jump over this fence and see. You could even walk to the other side. This particular mountain is called Bryleg, and it looks like some, the mountain where you want to just pat over it. This is a Cocker Spaniel arrow. Where to see the directions, which way is north and everything. And it was completely frozen. There was not a, if you took a water bottle, it would be completely frozen. That's how cold it was. I took a couple of selfie shots, and I saw my hostel roommates over here, so it was super fun to meet them as well up close. And I can't describe how beautiful it was. I just was waiting there for about 5 minutes, and I had to head inside and then come back in because it was really cold, and the Californian in me couldn't survive this cold weather. A lot of people tie the locks again, the same Paris thing. Everywhere you go, they tie locks no matter where they are. But the mountain up close was super nice. So this is actually the backside of the Matterhorn. It's not the front where you see the iconic arch, but it is so nice to see it up close, and there's no words to describe how beautiful, how amazing it is. And actually very cold. So I headed down because I had enough of the view, and it was very cold, and I didn't want to fall sick because I had to head on to more countries, and this was the last day at Zermatt. So I headed down, and I wanted to see some more iconic shots to the cable. The cable was completely panoramic. This time I was the only one in the cable car, so I just held my tripod and took some more selfie shots. And you can actually see different angles of the mountain from the cable, this time better because there were no people surrounding it. And it was completely white forest. As you go down, you see more mountains up close. You see more wolves and everything. You see some more skiers planning to go down and head down, and whatever. And this was amazing. I know I've told this so many times, but if you ever get an opportunity to go there, I would say just go there, because this particular cable ride was everything. Going there to the Toberlone mountain was everything. It's the iconic view or symbol of Switzerland. It's also there in all the Toberlone chocolates, and it's there in every Toberlone chocolate. So pick one up right now and check it out. So some more up close views of the Matterhorn. This particular place is called the Klein Matterhorn. There are a couple of places called Furg, Gornagard. Some of them were closed because it was snowing heavily after I got to see it. I was one of the very lucky ones because although it was very foggy yesterday or the other day when people got to see it, I got to see the whole Matterhorn. As you know, in the part 1 video, it was covered with clouds, and I was not sure whether I would be able to see it entirely. This is the observatory deck where people can see it up low, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I know I've said this so many times now. I'm gonna be boring you by saying how amazing it looks, but from here you can see the arch or the cut of the Matterhorn. And it's super duper iconic. I mean, yeah, it is the symbol of Switzerland, like I said again. So I had enough of the views. It took me only 4 to 5 hours to get there. So it was, I think, around 11:30 or something, and I had to catch another train to go to Geneva. So I tried to rush as much as I could see in a very short time. So I headed down again in another cable. So two cable cars, the one to go to Klein Matterhorn and the one to go back to town. So I headed down. As you go down, you don't get to see the complete cut of the mountain. You only get to see half of it. So yep, but I got to see, whatever I could, and took many pictures, as you can see here. Again, nobody was in the cable car, and it started snowing again when I was there, and it was getting very, very scary, because as the snow would drop on the cable car would shake, and I was shook. So these were some of the other stops which were closed. How do I know it was closed? Well, they usually announce before you get down over there, and they say, "Hey, don't get down over here. It's closed," and blah blah blah. As you go down, you see more skiers over there, making more camps, and trying to have fun. Like I mentioned, down you don't see the complete cut of the mountain. You only see half of it, the peak, and it was super cool. And as you descend down, you see the village, and not much snow, and yep. Anyways, now you can see the cut, and you would see that there were a lot of skiers. It's actually not a very safe space for skiers, because given that there's a lot of avalanches, a lot of snowfall, if unless you're really advanced, the chances of you surviving here is very less, according to people who have spread that rumors, or I don't know. I'm not a skier, so I can't tell. So anyways, as you descend down, you realize that you don't get the gorgeous view anymore. You are no longer near the mountain, and it kind of gets sad, to be very honest. And you see all the other people going up, and you don't get to see the entire cut of the mountain. But like I said, I was very lucky, and I got to see the entire mountain to its entirety. So it was really gorgeous. During that particular hour that I was there in the village, it doesn't snow everywhere, as you can see, or if it did, it would melt and flow to the river. The river that flows into the entire Zermatt is powered and sourced by the glacier in the Matterhorn and the mountains. So as I went down, I was like, damn, is it over really? Like, I mean, I was really, really sad. I cannot tell you how sad I was, but it was warm, so I was really happy. And I took this iconic selfie, which has a lot of likes on Instagram, so you should follow me there. Yeah, really, and also like this picture. So like I mentioned, this is the river that flows through and powered through the glaciers at the Matterhorn. You can also go down and take the water bottle and fill your water with it. It's very slow, unlike the one which you see in many cities where it's more forceful. But here it was very gentle, and you could probably like catch a few fishes and all that stuff. So I headed to the village to shop. I saw a lot of skiers. You get to see a lot of American brands as well, like North Face, Columbia, Patagonia jackets and everything. You can like dine in over here. There's also a lot of fondue and a lot of great cheese recipes and dishes. Yeah, it's pretty great and pretty nice to dine in. Obviously, it comes with a lot of expenses, so I didn't do any of that. So I was just going over the Matterhorn Museum. Obviously, my youth pass for Switzerland covered that, so I got to see some more interesting facts and history regarding this town, regarding the mountains. There's also a special graveyard for the people who have died, going on the ski trip or trying to discover this place. And it's a small cemetery behind. It's kind of tragic, but I just paid my respect to all the people who lost their lives in the Matterhorn. And it's completely true. Whichever angle in this city, or I mean, it's not a city but town, you can see the Matterhorn to its utter perfection. You see the cut, the iconic cut, which you didn't see when you're up close, because you're up close and you don't see it, but from far away you see the iconic cut, which is endorsed in all the Toblerone chocolates, and it's pretty nice, pretty lovely to see that. On the other side, of course, you don't see it, and this is the Toblerone chocolate and this is the mountain. So you see the resemblance, uncanny, right? So next time you pick one up, you would know that that's a real mountain. Also, there's a fun fact that there's a bear over here, right here. Yeah, you don't see the bear on the mountain. I don't think any bears can survive that cold, or maybe they do, I don't know. And yep, so this was it, guys. This was it. I wanted to go to another place called Gronegard, but I was running out of time, and I packed my bags, ran to the train station, and bid adieu to this lovely, lovely, lovely German town, this magical place. And I said bye bye, on to Geneva. And Geneva was great, and this was my last train ride to Geneva, so I enjoyed every bit. I opened the window. I didn't know I could do that, but the train conductor said, yeah, you can, and I took a couple of selfie shots. It was very scary because I didn't want to drop my phone, and the train doesn't stop for anyone. As and when the train left the train station, you still get to see the Matterhorn, but the trains move really fast, and slowly it kind of disintegrates, and you kind of feel sad. I'm not gonna lie, I did feel sad. And it's no longer snow anymore, it's green forest, and it was kind of empty as well, the train. So I had to change a couple of trains. A lot of people were changing trains. Look at all the suitcases. And I had to head to Geneva. Geneva was a different place from Bern. So Geneva is a different place from Bern, or the Geneva region. It's followed by Lake Geneva, which is gorgeous as well. And immediately from German, it switches to French, which is kind of weird because you're so used to French people in Paris, and then you get used to the German culture, the dialect, and immediately it changes back to French, which is wonderful. Again, you see a lot of Lake Geneva shots over here. It's pretty big. It's, I think, one of the largest lakes in the world, and you can see the Mont Blanc from here. This is the highest peak in Europe. It's not the Matterhorn, unfortunately, but you see that it's almost sunset, so the sun just engulfing in the lake, and the views were just amazing. The sunsets were the most gorgeous sites I could see. There's also a place called Evian where you get the Evian bottles from, the mineral water. So that's another place where you can take a boat ride to the French side and then come back to the Switzerland side. There's a lot of fun things you can do in Lake Geneva, but like I mentioned, I didn't have much of a time. I thought I could do that, but I just wanted to head to the hostel at this point of time. It was pretty late in the night, and I was super tired, as you can see in this picture. There was nobody there with me, so yep. It was just me alone in the train, and it wasn't scary, it was fun. And since it was winter time, the sun sets pretty early and it gets very dark, and once it gets very dark, there's pretty much nothing you can do. So yep, I just headed to the hostel. I took another train, and Geneva, again, it's a very different city from other places. I'll tell you what in the next video. This was my hostel, and I was pretty sleepy, and it's time for me to go to bed. Alright, okay, bye. So please subscribe and like this video. Bye!